Hello, this is Spartan Commander, and this is the 22nd Rome Total War battle, Brotherhood battle that I've put onto YouTube. The team I'm in today consists of myself, Spartan Commander, who has bought the Rome Scipii faction, Brotherhood member Cal, who has bought the Rome Brutii faction, RTW player Kornovi, who has also bought the Brutii faction, and King's member Sacred, who has also bought the Brutii faction. In this game, that's the four of us who have bought Rome factions, and we've got to attack that steep hill held by barbarians. And when you see the quality of the team, the other team with the barbarians, you'll see how difficult this is going to be, just to see if the might of Rome can actually take the hill against barbarians. And here is the other team who are holding the hill. We have Brotherhood member Uther, who has bought the Germania faction. We have Brotherhood member Talos, known as Danger Mouse in this game, and he has bought the Thrace faction. We have Cami, Destroyer's Cami, who's in the Destroyer's clan, who has bought the Brit faction. And we have Crimson Overlord, who's bought the Spanish faction. If you have a look at the Thrace troops here, you can see that there's the Phalanx men. They're pretty tough. There's you have a close-up look at them, and then you have the actual Ballastai. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's Ballastai troops as well. These are pretty tough as well. As you see, you don't see very many barbarian factions brought on to the 31 game in Rome Total War, so it's unusual to see these factions. As you can see there, we've got the Brits faction with their chosen swordsmen and their head hurlers with their effective against armour heads. As you can see, there's a close-up of the chosen swordsmen. They're pretty tough in their own right, and you can upgrade them quite well as well at 31k. And there's the head hurlers, as you can see, with the heads of their fallen enemies attached to their waistbands there. And there you can see the Spanish faction there. Obviously you don't see many of those people bring Spain very much to the 31k game either. So there you go, you can see these naked fanatics. We've obviously, as you say, we don't play with barbarians very often, but we found these naked fanatics to be extremely tough troops. So with these fantastic 31k Brotherhood members holding the hill against us, I think this is going to be a really good challenge for Rome. At this stage of the battle, you can see our teammate Kornovi with his Brutii faction advancing up the hill. As you can see here, the Brits faction are then throwing forward their head hurlers to start bombarding the Roman legionnaires with the effective against armour heads. And those head hurlers really can do some damage against Roman troops. I've actually seen the head hurlers cause Roman units to actually rout with the casualties that they cause. As you can see, Kornovi is actually advancing higher up the hill with his some of the units of his infantry there. And also you can see Cal is moving round to the enemy right flank there as well, obviously with an intention of trying to flank them there on the hill. Yeah, he's moving round to their right there. Well, Kornovi looks like he's trying to push straight up into them there. It's just to try and hold them. As you can see, the British chariots there have gone wide round to the right, and it looks like some of them are going to charge into Kornovi's infantry there. And of course, as you know, the chariots have got a scare factor, and not only the damage that they do physically with the chariots, but also with the scare factor they can cause units to rout. As you can see there, some of the Brutii Roman faction are beginning to rout there with the impact of the chariots. Cal and Cornovi are making a really big effort here to try and break the enemy right, and I see that a lot of the barbarians now, reinforcements are being switched over to their right now.
Great gods be praised! The enemy general is killed! Fear makes a home in our enemies' hearts!
And there you go, you can see that the Spanish units from the Spain faction are starting to engage with the Brutii Roman infantry there. Meanwhile, over in the centre, as you can see, I'm bringing my my army up to try and engage Germania or Thrace there. And as you see, the Germania faction are attacking me, and you can see the Berserker's been activated as well. Now, for a Roman army to hold, coming up the hill against such a concerted attack, it's very difficult. And as you can see, the Berserker there is really making inroads into my infantry there. Meanwhile, over on the enemy right, our Brutii teammates are doing quite good, but as you can see, with fighting uphill, the impact of cavalry charges downhill onto the Roman infantry can make them rout. As you can notice now, you'll see some of the Roman infantry starting to rout now on our right. And as things look at the moment, with all the Spanish faction moving over as well, things are not looking very good on the enemy right flank for us. It looks like a lot of Roman units are routing now, and it's not looking very good for our team at all. Meanwhile, back in the centre, as you can see, I'm being supported there by King's member Sacred there, who's supporting me with his Brutii cavalry and infantry there, as the Germania faction are attacking. Meanwhile, over on the enemy right, as you can see, I've taken some of my cavalry over there, and Sacred has taken some of his cavalry over there to try and help our allies out there. And he goes switching my cavalry, some of my cavalry units back round to try and take some pressure off of my infantry. Now here you can see the actual German heavy cavalry are charging downhill into my infantry. Now I'm thinking that I'm not sure if my infantry is going to be able to take such an impact, as well as all the German infantry attacking me as well. Look at the impact and penetration of that German cavalry smashing into my units. Now luckily I've got quite good upgrades on my infantry, and that's the only reason I think that they've managed to hold there. I think if it was just gold upgrades there, I think most of my infantry units would have probably chain routed with the impact of that German cavalry attack. Plus all the German axemen and the Berserker are also attacking me as well. So
the leader of
I
allies
was very
has
pleased that
been
my
slain.
infantry managed to hold there.
This loss is hard for us.
As you can see,
but harder still for his own
Sacred
people.
is bringing his Brutii reinforcements up to help me as well. Meanwhile, over on the enemy right, things are still not looking very good for us there, and they're managing to bring reinforcements back over to the centre now. And as you can see, we're in a very precarious position here, just hanging on the edge of the hill there. It looks like, we could break at any time. Things are not looking very good for our team at the moment, and the barbarians are doing extremely well at holding the hill so far. As you can see there, Sacred is bringing his Brutii cavalry over to charge into like soft targets like the head herders and the archers there, to try and kill as many of those as he can. And here you can see the Thrace cavalry there charging into my units. I'm trying to get my infantry units up onto the hill, so that it gives me a bit of an advantage. Obviously, if I can get up on the hill, trying to fight uphill is so difficult, even for the might of Rome. And I've managed to get some units up onto the hill now, which I'm really pleased about. Sacred is doing extremely well with his infantry and cavalry in support there. Meanwhile, over on the enemy right, Cornovi and Cal have done very well there in causing a lot of casualties to the enemy. Yes, we've lost a lot of Roman troops over on the enemy right there, but we've also inflicted a lot of casualties as well, so they've helped us really well there. As you can see now, we're charging our cavalry into the rear of the Spanish troops here, and for once we've got a slight downhill advantage here, as you see all our cavalry charging in. The Spanish faction have not got very good morale, so I would think the impact of our cavalry charging is going to rout a lot of those Spanish units, and yes, you can see a lot of those units starting to rout there. The enemy
general is dead! His men know their doom approaches!
And also now, as you can see, Sacred's bringing some infantry units over as well to the enemy right. So from it looked like we'd actually lost on that flank, it now looks like we've managed to pull it round a little bit there as well. As you can see, my infantry units are up on the hill now, fighting with Thrace. Obviously some of Sacred's Brutii infantry are fighting uphill against Thrace still here, so we'll need to get some support down there into the rear of the enemy spearmen to try and help Sacred there. Meanwhile, over on the enemy right, it looks like most of the Spanish forces have started to rout now. So it looks like we're doing pretty good there. Meanwhile, back over on the left centre, as I said, Sacred's fighting uphill, but if you notice, I'm bringing my infantry from the top of the hill down into the back of the Thrace spearmen now. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to rout some of the units there, or at least get them to turn to face me. If they actually turn to face me, then they'll be showing their backs to Sacred's infantry, and then he'll be able to charge into the rear. And as you all know, if you hit most factions' units, especially barbarians in the rear, they usually rout quite quickly because their morale is so low. And as you can see, Thrace spear units have turned to face me, so this now allows Sacred's infantry to charge into the rear of them. So that tactics works quite well there. This Thrace spear unit is lasting quite well, really, considering, until their cavalry smashes into the rear. So now over on the left and centre, it looks like we've managed to get a victory there, and over on the enemy right, it looks like we've won as well now. So it looks like it's a pretty good victory for the Romans there.
Perhaps. But victory
As I say, that's quite a steep hill to actually attack up, and with the snow as well, which obviously gives the barbarians a bonus. A lot of the barbarians obviously get a bonus from fighting in snow. Here you can see all the dead. That's one thing about fighting on the winter map with the snow. You can certainly see the piles of dead, and you can actually see it in a line across the hill of where the battle took place, where we were fighting uphill. You can see the line right across there, and that was a very fierce battle. And just like to say, really well done to my teammates for fighting so well uphill, and really well done for the barbarians as well for holding for so long. Just like to say, this is a really great battle for the 31k gamers. As most of you know, we play on flat maps most of the time, so to attack uphill is very unusual for us to do. So really well done to the Rome guys, Rome generals, who attacked the hill very well, and really well done to the barbarian team as well, who really defended the hill really well. As saying, for most 31k players watching this, you know we play on flat maps most of the time, so this is a really unusual battle for us. So really well played, everybody. This is Spartan Commander saying, I hope you enjoyed the battle.